But the big issue, obviously, is the globalists have taken the gloves off. They're moving their program for world government into overdrive right now, and we now have hundreds of different publications coming out, from Rolling Stone to the Associated Press, saying it's time to ban guns, it's time to repeal the Second Amendment. So they've gone from denying this for decades, even though when they get control of a country, the globalists take the guns. Or they get control of a city, they take the guns. Or they get control of a state, they take the guns. They've always denied they want our guns, despite the fact that overall shooting deaths since 1992 are down almost 60% or more, depending on which number you look at from the FBI. Despite all of that, they're coming for our guns as they get more bodyguards and build bigger fences and armored compounds around government buildings. People like Lynch at the Justice Department and people like Johnson at the Department of Homeland Security, Democrats, when they're protected by taxpayer-paid bodyguards, they know they're dominating their slaves. It's an act of supreme control to take your security away and not let you protect yourself. So Lynch, a partial transcript of Orlando 9/11 calls will have references to Islamic terrorism removed. And so what is Homeland Security doing? Taking control of Orlando's 9/11 call system and saying, we're going to remove him, saying, I pledge allegiance to ISIS. I pledge allegiance for, Islam. This is why we do this. They won't even let us hear the so-called martyr, Matin, tell us why he did it. Because we're not allowed to be told that. I mean, the police already did their job and told us, no, he pledged allegiance to ISIS and called him to the 911 tapes. They told us about 10 hours into it on that Sunday because they knew the media was covering it up and saying that he was basically a right-winger or something and not telling you he was a Democrat. And so now they don't want you to hear him, though, in his own cool, calm, collected voice, reportedly, on the 911 tape, bragging about what he was doing and why he did it. So his declaration of why he attacked us, his declaration of war, you're not allowed to hear because it's emblematic of you not being allowed to know there's been a declaration of war against you, because they're just going to let these people in and let them come in here and radicalize folks that are already here and attack and then take our liberties. I know I've talked about that a lot, but this is so, again, thematic, or just highlights everything we're talking about and dealing with totalitarian government allied with totalitarian Islam. And it's totally incompatible with Renaissance Western civilization, and that's exactly why they're bringing these people in. It's why they're accelerating the death of the family. This is Father's Day. That's why I took the weekend off and the next few days off partially to spend time with my children and to take them fishing and, play in the sand and things like that. Because I do understand that at the end of the day, we're really going to change the world at the cellular level politically, making our families better, spending time with our children, informing them about how the world really works, so that they can't just be brought up by the state and brought up by their smartphones and brought up by this system that's designed to make them totally independent on the state. And I just think about how the government has gotten involved in the relationships of men and women, how they've turned us against each other, how they've tried to make society as handicapped financially as possible so that people don't feel like they have money to have children anymore. And so the individuals that are out there are just totally alone and are only allowed to organize into tribal units under state-sponsored or corporate-sponsored systems that are really false, that are really prostheses that don't even work, that are artificialities that are designed to be unfulfilling. Because what the New World Order is building is so alien to normal human development. I mean, think about how far humans have come in just the last 1,000 years. The things we do today would be total magic, or the thing of the gods, the stuff of Mount Olympus, or Thor's great tree of the world, to ancients 1,000 years ago. And imagine where we'd be going with technology in the future if it was based on free market, if it was based on free will, if it was based on independence. That would build a very empowered, futuristic society that would still have major hurdles to get over, not destroying ourselves with mishaps or accidents or wars. But with the globalists taking technology and bending it and twisting and pouring their menace and their hatred into everything they do with these Trojan systems, they are forming a system that is absolutely and totally designed on every front to dehumanize us. And there's tons of news today to cover. It's just at the end of the day, this is dehumanization we're seeing, and one of the final visible pieces of that is taking firearms from individuals and saying, you're less worthy, you're less free, you're less equal than some government bureaucrat or some rich person who can hire private security. You, the individual, aren't trusted and aren't allowed to defend yourself. You're not trusted with something that has power. And then next, it's not going to be guns, it's going to be cars. Cars must be robot-driven and controlled because you can't be trusted. They're already saying that. I told people that 20 years ago. Oh, you can't be trusted in your own home. We got to have social workers come at birth and throughout your life and have a state-appointed third parent. This is all being announced as well, that micromanages everything. This is the parasites in government and corporations that are corrupt, merging with a whole AI system to birth a new creation here on this globe, a system meant to prop up a tyranny the likes of which this planet has absolutely never seen. So I just want to thank all the viewers and listeners for your support. I want to thank David Knight for his great work on Father's Day coming in. But I know it'll probably tell you, hey, as a father of 3 children, and as a person who cares about his family, he wants to be here on Father's Day. So do I, because this is what it's all about, is standing up for my children, my 3 children as well, and understanding that it's the animating contest of liberty. It's not a negative to work hard and make films and produce reports and articles and research in the quest for liberty. That is the same motion as sucking air into your lungs and exhaling. And it's not work, it's life. It's what we're designed to do. And when we're not involved politically, when we're not involved culturally, when we're not involved and engaged spiritually and at every level, we become to atrophy. We become to fall apart. We begin to disintegrate, as I've said many times. It's like space travel to Mars. The best astronaut, once they get there, will still be a jellyfish and barely be able to walk because of not having gravity, even if they exercise with limited exercise on their way there. There's so many positive things about the modern world and conveniences today, but at the same time, we are losing our intellects, we are losing our rugged individualism, we are losing our primal energies, we are losing our basic instincts, and what's leftover instincts are being twisted and manipulated and turned against us. Rediscover your life force, rediscover your will, rediscover the desire to have a quest and to have a vision in your life and to be seeking your destiny. And you will find others that are seeking a greater human destiny as well. That's what it comes down to. My fellow InfoWarriors, I am very excited to be able to announce to you the introduction at InfoWarsLife.com of a new way to save time and money when you stock up on InfoWars Life formulations like Survival Shield X2 and Super Male Vitality. Just go to InfoWarsLife.com today, select your favorite product, click on Auto Ship before adding to cart, and choose how often you want us to send you another order. Every time you choose Auto Ship at InfoWarsLife.com, you get 10% off and you won't have to worry about running out and having to reorder next time. And of course, you can cancel with one click anytime. As you know, I'm all about the idea of a 360 win, and the new auto ship feature at InfoWarsLife.com is a sure win for everybody. A win for liberty, a win for health, and a win when it comes to big savings. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today and save 10% on your next InfoWars Life order by selecting auto ship at checkout. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.